We joined the super legit crew before the show as they passed time chatting about music.
Did you know Lady Gaga has covered some of the standards?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's wild, right?
She's good at it, man. All the stuff she did with Tony Bennett.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but she's got like a classical voice.
Yes.
Yeah, she
sure,
could sing for sure.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with Tyrone?
The Erykah Badu song?
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yes. I love that song. It's so fucking beautiful, like just so sassy and anyway, so I asked Kristen to sing it, and she's like, I've never heard it before. I'm like, oh, you'll be fine. And she got to the one where I forgot there was the N word in it, and then she got to that part and she goes, she's got the beautiful voice, and then she went, sir, and she kept singing for the thing. It was great.
Respect.
Well played.
Yeah, I when I worked in retail, they had like everybody could put their own music on the like store radio, and I put on the Dead President soundtrack, which is a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
But
Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah, well, it kicks off with "If There's Hell Below, We're All Gonna Go," which is like sisters, brothers, and then very loud,
Sir.
Yep. And like, I'm like on the other side of the store, I hear sisters, and then just start running at top, like knocking over a Beanie Baby display, like diving into the stock.
Did you get there in time?
I did, though I may have called more attention than would have been called by semi-quiet background music.
Why is that other sir running?
Yeah. I love this too because the amount of times growing up in Texas that I was called sir, but they meant that other word. Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's the Super Legit Podcast, everyone. I am your host, Jarrett Lennon Kaufman, a.k.a. Jett.
Are you?
I am still Josh. Josh, I haven't changed my name. No matter all of the messages I get from you, the nicknames that you send me.
You respond to Duder. You could be Duder Kaufman.
I tried it. I did. I asked my kids to call me Duder. I got blank stares. I got a blank stare from one. I got an eye roll from the other, and that was it for me.
That's
like
fair.
I'm not going to put myself through that. All right. That's Josh Spence we're talking to right there. I'm not going to even bother the rest of the intro. We got Sean Michael Boozer.
Today's been a rough day. I've been drinking since noon.
Don't care. Stephen C. James.
Today's been a rough day. I've had to spend it talking to Jett Kaufman.
Oh,
heel turn.
Son of a bitch. Well,
yes, you are.
Second.
That's exact. I was just saying that about you. Yes.
Walked right into it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to move right along. I don't need to pay attention to you, Stephen C. James. I can move on to Chris Compton.
Today had not been a rough day, but here we are.
Oh, we'll see how it ends. Smaller crew tonight. I love that. I love the intimacy of it. Let's get going with our question this week.
Why you're such a SOB?
Oh, no. Josh, Steven's got the heel turn. Are you going to go with him now at this point?
I've been with him this whole time.
Allegiances and alliances.
No, we don't have Michael Hyman, my co-host.
Thank God.
But you know who's not an SOB? SMB.
Thank you. That's all I've ever wanted.
Just 2 letters off. All right. This week's question comes to us from listener Lucille Butters. And the question is, what's the most embarrassing thing your parents ever did in front of your friends?
Knowingly embarrassing?
Not necessarily. No. I mean,
knowing
to you or knowing to them?
Yeah, Spence, are you saying they went out with the intent of embarrassing you? Is that what you're saying?
Right, correct.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Versus something that they did in their normal dad or mom ways.
I mean, if you've got an extra good story that layers on that they knew what they were doing to you, great. But it doesn't necessarily have to be something that they were aware of. No.
Okay.
Oh, you just checking in? I don't have a story.
Yeah.
Just checking in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. Okay. I wanted to be polite. I do have a story.
All right.
So I used to do Little League, and we used to do travel Little League. So one year we're traveled to Port Hueneme for like it was the opening round of the Little League World Series that we were playing in, and we like spent the whole weekend there doing games and stuff like that. So they had us sleep in these like barracks, and with bunk beds and everything. So like there's one room for like all the kids in barracks, and then there's like a smaller room for like the coaches, and they have their thing. So like the whole day we're just running around the sports complex, just being complete savages and running just purely on like pixie sticks and being crazy. And we're playing like poker with fake rules and whatever trouble we can get into, just having the best time. And then it's time to go to bed, and my dad's like, all right, everybody, lights out, it's time to go to bed. And he goes, oh wait, before I do, I'm sorry, Josh can't go to sleep until I tuck him in and kiss him on the forehead and sing Baby of Mine from that movie Dumbo. Like, who has that stupid song Dumbo? I don't know why he likes it, but he does. And then he proceeds to like tuck me in burrito style, kiss me on the forehead, sing Baby of Mine by Dumbo, which by the way, and then says, good night, I love you. He can't go to bed unless I say that. Okay, the rest of you men, good night. It's like,
This preceded the soap party.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That was definitely a Full Metal Jacket prequel.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That is some quality parenting going on.
Oh man.
I'm gonna guess he'd never actually done any of those things before in your entire life.
no, that was
yeah,
the thing
yeah, of
I was
course not, of
surprised
course
about.
not.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
I like this. We could do this more often. This is
Dad, your lips on my forehead tasted so good. Please do it again.
This reminds me that next time I see Josh, I should hug him and tell him it's okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
You had your chance at heavy-handed.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It wasn't okay then, though.
Yeah,
It
true.
wasn't.
Very true.
When it's what my folks like, I love my parents so much, and like they are like the people. They're still my idols. Like I hope to one day be as great as they are in terms of their humanity and their.
Do they subscribe to the pod?
They.
I mean, then they're not.
They,
No,
this is-
Heel turn.
he said they're great people.
So, like, even as a kid, I always thought they were awesome. So I felt like if ever something happened where I felt weird, I felt it was my fault, not theirs. But when I thought about this, I'm like, I don't really have. I do have one. And it wasn't really in front of my my friends, but we were at this little fish and chips, like a little restaurant, like takeaway thing. And my sister Dawn and I was probably 6th grade. My sister was probably 7th grade, or 7th and 8th, something like that. We were kids, and we're waiting in line, and this cholo kid comes up, steps in front of us, and Dawn and I looked at each other and go, "Well, that just happened, right?" So we're moving on with our lives. And my mom was watching from the car, so she got out of the car and she goes,
Oh, boy.
"Excuse me, young man, excuse me." And this cholo turns to her. He's like, "What's up?" And she's like, "You just cut my children. They're right behind you." And she had the mom power about her, and all the power was drained out of this badass little gangster. And he like looked around like he was like confused and didn't know. He goes, "Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry." And then went behind us. And then the humiliation was we had to stand there in front of him until we got up to the front because he was not gonna. It was just.
Yeah. That thing where you have to live with her decision?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is, you guys get to the front of the line, and then she says, "All right, have fun in the Golden Gloves tournament."
But that was the only time I really felt like. I think it was more that. There was just like, my mommy still stood up for me. I'm 6th, 7th grade. You know what I mean? That's I think was the thing. But yeah, there was nothing that they overtly did. Or there was nothing like, I know and this is probably just because of my take on them. I'm sure, but I've been thinking about this all day and I couldn't think of anything except that one thing.
Super.
Yes, Mr. Moderator. Mr. Moderator.
We don't. We're not really taking questions yet.
I have a question for one of the candidates.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess
I have a question.
We're gonna take some questions from the.
Yes. I know this isn't a town hall.
Yeah, no, it's.
But I will say that a certain candidate has been saying some unkind things about another certain candidate, and I would like to ask them a question. Does your mother know you talk like that? Because a certain other candidate, his mother is very proud of him and knows that those things that you're saying aren't true. Because a certain other candidate knows that his very proud mother knows that he would never, ever, ever give a tax cut to anyone who didn't deserve it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. If you can get off my shoulder now and step back into the audience.
Sorry.
That seemed very okay. Thank you, ma'am. That seemed very weighted. Would anybody like to answer the question?
I would just like to say, I love you, Mom.
I love you too, sweetie.
Okay.
And thanks.
I love you
for having my back there always. That's my woman right there. So
Okay.
that's it. That's it. She honestly covered the whole situation well enough. I don't need to say anything else.
Okay, sir, and you have 30 seconds for rebuttal.
The question wasn't for you, though.
Okay, so, sir, if you'd care to, even though the discussion was not open to you, if you would care to address what the candidate has said, this is your 30 seconds to do so.
Dad, if you want to step in right now, that'd be cool. Dad?
Is your dad...
He's asleep. He's over here. He came in like 2 minutes ago.
Hey,
I've been here the whole time.
Hey.
I love you, sweetie.
Hey, sorry.
Thank
I
you.
was
Everyone, my father.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, yeah. Give it up for a round of applause.
Yeah. Go Wildcats. All right, you got him, son. You got him.
No.
What? Wait. Aren't you pitching? Get in uniform.
I'm sorry
Hey,
you are now over time. That wraps up our debate.
Sir, your whiskey spilled all over the floor.
Oh.
Hey, thanks. I'll lap that up.
Legit?
Let's just too real.
God. It was funny, and then I got real sad.
I'm with you, SMB. Like in every conceivable situation, I was the source of embarrassment. I learned very young that I had once closed down a Quincy's by vomiting as if I was doing all of the B-roll for The Exorcist.
What is a Quincy's? What regional love is a Quincy's?
And let's hear that
I'm just
story.
imagining it's a coroner's office.
A Quincy's is imagine someone built a restaurant behind a Shoney's.
So it's like a shameful Shoney's.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to remember if it was Quincy's or Shoney's that went with the their advertising slogan in the early 90s was they were the home of the big fat yeast roll.
Oh God.
No, they did not.
Like literally every word in this does not belong in your advertising individually or in sequence.
How did they settle on that? What was that meeting like?
Yeah,
you know what, I just got to get out of here. Yeah.
The things that were left on the ground.
Well, their other pitch was things left on the ground.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The things they ate was not a particular. But yeah, no. Like I was always the source of embarrassment for the family, and my parents were very good natured about it, which was like more frustrating. Like you want to come in like fist swinging, and you're like, hey, can somebody give me a fight here? That was challenging, but it was good. It was like I think they wound up with a very even keeled sense of humor.
You know what's funny is when your parents don't necessarily, because if you're a weird kid, if you're a strange one, like
Which
your
we
parents
all
don't
are.
necessarily get you, but they don't really suffer you, but they accept you. that is even worse. They don't really understand what your deal is, but they're like, what are you going to do? That's what Shawnee Mike does.
Yep. I think it helped that we lived in like the deep South in a place where both of them, like you were going to be the smartest person in the room because there was a room. But like my favorite version of this was from my dad. Was after I graduated from high school, and the high school alumni people would keep hitting him up, like, calling and asking, we're putting together an alumni newsletter. What can you tell us about what Chris is doing? And so finally, he told them that I was in prison in Georgia.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man. Like, how can you still be cooler than me? It's tough. It's tough.
No.
No?
Super.
Oh, hey, son. Man, it's cool that you came to my show.
Yeah, Dad. I'm glad to be here. Just want to come out and support.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad that they could get you in. I mean, it's pretty hard when Madison Square Garden's sold out, but I'm glad they found a spot for you to stand off stage.
Yeah. I just thanks for letting me be here for your big moment. I'm just here to be.
Hey. I mean, none of this would be possible without you.
That really means a lot. That really means a lot.
Yeah.
And hey,
Of course.
you're gonna knock him dead today.
Hey, Dad. Hey, thanks for letting me from your secret family come in to the show as well. I appreciate that.
No problem, man. No problem. Hey, did you get your VIP ticket?
Yeah, I just came down from the corporate box now, but I just wanted to say I'm really looking forward to seeing you again. So because you've let me be here for all 4 nights of your stand here at Madison Square.
Yeah, of course.
And it's been amazing. But I spent so much time in the corporate box with the unlimited food and drinks. I just wanted to come down and say, Dad, I love. Can I hug you? I know you have your guitar.
Of course.
Of
course.
Oh.
Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
how are the Knicks doing up there? Are they okay? Are they comfortable?
They are having such a great time. They're really, they keep fighting over who's going to give me a shoulder massage, but thank you. In 1920, that's 20 seconds is how long we usually hug, and I just wanted to keep that going. So,
all right. Well, tell Jalen Brunson he should enjoy the show. By the way, have you met? Have you guys met Marty?
No, we have
Marty.
not.
Oh,
no,
hey.
no, we definitely have not.
This is my son. This is my non-secret son, Marty.
Oh, Marty. Marty,
yeah.
how are you?
And this is my secret son, Laser.
Laser?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's such a cool name.
Yeah. It's actually, the thing is, it's the funny story. Do you mind if I tell this one, Laser?
No, just so we know, just to clarify, it's Laser with a Z, Lazer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even cooler.
The thing is, right? It's Lazer, but then in high school he got the nickname Laser, Laser, because he was so fast and so good at sports, but also so fast and so good with the ladies.
It's
yeah.
it's genetics I got from you, Dad.
What?
Aw, thanks.
How did I
Another hug, another 20-second hug. Oh, God.
There we
Yeah.
go.
We've never hugged.
Oh, my God, you
Well,
were
I
so
mean-
missing out.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
Stop it.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I'll never get tired of those hugs.
Hey.
Yeah, what do you mean
Hey, Marty.
secret family?
Oh, sorry. Marty. Well, I mean,
because you
it's
didn't
a
know
secret
about
family.
me,
I mean,
but I knew
yeah.
about you, so I was the secret.
Yeah.
But you were out there. You were the son that
like-
everybody knew about.
You were in the background of
Yeah.
all those record covers, and and you were always mentioned in the interviews with Rolling Stone. So since you got all that, I spent my time with Laser.
Yeah, but you got the liner notes.
Yeah.
But this
And
is
he got to meet the Rolling Stones when they backed me up on that album.
They were great.
See?
Charlie
Yeah.
was incredible. He's such a good guy.
Do you still do that thing on drums that he taught you?
How could I forget? How could I not?
You guys were such a great team.
So,
I think,
no,
go on. Sorry,
go ahead.
no. You're the Laser. Yeah, I feel
Well,
like
I
Hey,
just-
it's like we
speak
say,
first.
lasers first.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I think I should probably get back to the corporate box, but Marty, it was a pleasure, sir. And hey,
of course.
best of luck with everything in the future.
Thank you.
Do we hug? Do we knuckle up for safe? What do we do? How do we end?
Can we fist bump?
Oh, sure.
That's a
Marty,
really
that was-
great fist bump. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's all the rings
Really
Dad bought
good
me.
at that. Oh,
Yeah.
did, wait, are
this
those
one is
all
this-
Super Bowl championship rings?
Yes, I was just gonna tell you about that. This is the New York Jets when they won with Broadway Joe.
I'm sorry,
And-
Mr. Grohl. The foos are ready to hit the stage when you are.
Legit.
Legit.
Ouch!
soon!
Wow!
Too soon!
Wow!
Too soon!
The most
Josh
shocking.
Josh wasn't allowed to say that one, so I had to do it. Yeah.
The most shocking part of that is the band being called The Foos, which is the Johnny Carsonist introduction of that band.
Just had to spice that one up a little bit, you know. That's clearly what they call it on the inside.
Oh man.
You know what a fan I am if I know the internal nicknames.
Yeah, those are some big Converses to fill.
Too soon. Oh man,
We're all having fun.
Some of us more than others. A little too much.
I have, like, you guys are like, I don't know, man. My parents are just so great at parenting me.
So sweet.
And such wonderful people.
adorable.
It's so hard to be embarrassed. Yeah, fuck you. Let's listen up. 'Cause at first I thought,
Wait.
first, I
Did we
thought I
not
didn't
hear
have
my
anything.
dad to begin with? That wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I got more, but go ahead.
No,
That was
I
one of
just
his
mean
sweet
SMB in
stories.
Compton. No. Because I'm so used to, like, my mom that is my kid's grandma, who's, like, the best person
Right.
in the whole world
Right.
and so awesome. And she's almost done the job of memory holing my childhood.
Dude.
So it's like, oh, wait, because now I'm remembering. So I'm in 8th grade, right? I'm in 8th grade, and I'm on the football team, and I'm an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, which means I'm unimportant. I'm an interchangeable cog on a middle school football team. It basically means I'm someone who slightly gets out of the way. But I'm friends with the quarterback. Like, the guy who's the quarterback on our team, who everybody's like, oh, this guy's probably going to start in high school. Spoiler alert, he did not. But I was like good pals with him, and he and I, like, we'd hang out and we'd, like, practice football together, and it was like, hey, we're friends. So one day after school, my mom comes to pick me up, and I'm like, hey, can Blaine have a ride? And she was like, oh yeah, sure, okay, Blaine can have a ride. So we're on the way to Blaine's house, and my mom blows through a stop sign. And so my mom, who is like the sweetest grandma. This is before she was a grandma. So my mom has a fucking hair trigger rage fury that is just bubbling under the surface. So she gets pulled over, and she is just like, and I can see it. She is just simmering with anger as the cop, like, takes the stuff, and she hasn't said anything. Usually she's cursing out the cop. This time she hasn't said anything. Right? Which is, for me, it's one of those things where, like, where somebody's like, hey, look, the shark hasn't bitten yet. He just has his mouth open. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Right? So the cop goes back to the car to write out the ticket, and my mom whips around and turns to Blaine and goes, none of this shit would happen if I wasn't giving you a fucking ride home. Get out of the fucking car. You're walking home. And Blaine slowly opens the car door and slowly gets out of the car. And Blaine walks the rest of the way home. I wouldn't know, because Blaine never talked to me again. That was the end of Blaine and I's friendship right there. Because one of those things where I was like, hey, he was like, your mom was mad. It's like, all right. Okay, well, this is done.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Wow, how was
Yeah.
that? How was that possibly?
That sounds like one of my stories. What happened?
Yeah. Possibly his fault?
Yes. How did she just? How was it in her mind his fault?
My mom had, because, like, the thing that that the life and figuring things out, I am a very, very angry person, but I figured out ways how to channel my anger healthily, and I get it from my mom, right? Because she is just full of fury, so everything pisses her off, right? or used to, because now she has like, I don't know. I imagine there's like a hole full of Cub Scouts someplace in my hometown. But and also any interaction with the police.
That
my
is
mom
the best
just
tourist
like,
attraction
fuck
there.
that. Yeah. My mom is just like instantly angry. There are several stories of my mom in the car yelling at a cop or yelling at somebody in another car or something along those lines. And so yeah, she was like, I didn't know this area. I was in an area I'm unfamiliar with, so I didn't see that stop sign. So I ran that stop sign. Now I'm getting a ticket. And I will say this in defense of my mom, who is in this situation indefensible. I do know that she probably would have had to have a conversation with my dad about that ticket. So I can see her being like, oh, fuck you, kid.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
This needs to be somebody else's fault right away.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you mentioned that about like your mom now, how she's like the best grandmother. Like, there's not too much I truly miss about good old Scott Spence, but part of me does wonder how amazing of a grandfather he would have been trying to buy his way into heaven with all the Christmas presents for my son or daughter. Like, just the stories that I would have told, like, my offspring would like be the exact opposite of how they would have known him. It's just, I think that's just funny how like all of them do that.
So if any uncle I have ever had has anything to show for it, the answer is not so much.
That's funny.
Man. Like the uncles, like, clearly the good got channeled into my parents because the uncles on both sides are like some of the most reprehensible human beings who have ever walked the planet Earth. Like, and you watch people who like, you know, you like somebody like tells their kid that they are dead to them for testifying for just not testifying in their defense at the divorce, divorcing their mother because he'd been cheating on her for years, and tells his child, "You're dead to me." This man is 70. He's going to be dead to him regardless soon enough. And it's like the amount of time you have left to catch up on this is like there's nothing left here, dude. But the commitment to like, you know what? I am an asshole. And that is what I am. Like there's you know, like you turn to me and you go, "Oh, you got to respect that." And his son would go,
That's commendable. That's commendable.
Yeah, and his son would go, "No. No, actually not. It turns out no, not at all." So yeah, I see that and then be like, okay, you know, the way back is often not so easy.
You know, it's funny because a lot of times I find when people tell me stories about their parents and how they came up short or what, a lot of times it seems like ultimately the kids are disappointed by the parents, not just by them not being who they need to be, the kids need them to be, but you know who they are. And you can't be mad at somebody for being who they are and not who you need them to be. But in these stories, they're out of line.
Yeah.
The parents are out of line.
Oh, good. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you can't get mad at somebody for not being who you need them to be. You can totally get mad at them for being who they are.
You really sold me on that because
That is
the first
it,
part.
yes.
The first part of what you were saying, I was like, "Oh shit! I think SMB's like unwrapping some stuff for me here." Oh, okay. And then you're like, "Nah, never mind." I was like, "Oh, okay, good. Close those lines." Padlock.
No, dude. You know what, Spence? I'm gonna be. This might be a retread, but like the one thing I think about when I think about your dad is like when you're like he used to order. Was it onions?
Pizza.
The pizza thing.
Mushroom.
That fucking blows my mind, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
did he not know that he could get out? I'm like, no, he knew. He just didn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
It's just-
SMB, you are so right. I think about that too. Because like I always think about there are people who like there's like one story about them that you're like, oh, this is the thing that defines them for me.
Yeah.
That pizza story is the one where it's like, I could, with minimal effort, do something that works for all parties involved.
No.
But you know what? With no effort, I can just get the fucking thing I want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's a huge fuck you to that kid. So beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, dude, yeah, that story
I was
for
that
me.
kid.
personifies who your dad was, and it just I think about that from time to time. I'm like, that was so unnecessary, dude.
I think about it every time I order a pizza.
Me
Every
too.
time I order a pizza.
Me
Yeah.
too. It's why I never try anything. It's the same order for the past 39 years. It's been the same thing.
Because God damn it, you can do it.
Super.
Listen, I know you like root beer. But listen, I like Corona.
I love root beer.
I like Corona, kid. So we got Corona.
But Dad,
What?
I'm
What?
I'm
What?
10,
You little
I'm,
shit? What?
I'm 10, Dad. I can't drink
That's not my
Corona.
problem. That's not my fault.
Well, I know it's nobody's fault.
Are you
That's
saying
how
I should have
time-
had you earlier?
No,
Is that
I'm
what
just
you're saying?
I'm just saying time works. Like my birthday
11
was.
years earlier would have been too early for me. I wasn't producing sperm then, so like it's not an option.
Hey, little Jimmy, come here. Come here.
Yeah.
So
Yes?
everybody was getting stuff for the class's ice cream party, so we can make root beer floats. This is not root beer.
Well, so so when you said to get
Jimmy,
the root beer floats, I talked to my dad because my dad
Yeah.
does the shopping for the house, and because my mom left because my dad is reprehensible, and so so then he said that I was a little shit and he likes root beer. He doesn't like root beer. He likes Corona, so that's what we had. So that's what I brought in, and he said it would be
Wow.
okay.
You know what, little Jimmy? I will say, your dad is reprehensible. I can't believe he bought Corona. Ugh, gross. I mean, it's basically like canoe sex. Ugh.
Wait, it's
It's fucking close to water.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mr. Johnson.
Yeah?
I feel like I'm talking to my father right now because this language is far above.
No.
Yeah.
Here, kid, crack one of these open. Let me tell you about dads. All right. Ugh. God. I mean, Corona, it's what you drink when there's nothing else.
Is
Cheers,
this?
kid.
Thanks. Is this skunky or is this what it's supposed to taste like?
Both. Yeah. Yeah. So I get the thing about the whole reprehensible dad thing, you know?
Hey, would you pass me a lime?
Yeah, sure. They're a little dried out, but
Thank you.
yeah, I get what you're saying about the reprehensible dad thing.
Oh.
You know, my dad is the principal of the school. It's the only reason why I have this job.
Oh, that explains a lot. That explains an awful lot. You know, Mr. Johnson, can I go back to my seat now, please?
Hey, you little shit.
Yeah, Dad.
First of all, I get a call that we have to have a parent-teacher conference. Second, I checked the fridge, and you took like 5 of the fucking Coronas. I said one Corona. You can have one fucking Corona.
But no, Dad. But Dad, it wasn't for me. It was for we were having floats at school today because it was float day. Because
Fuck, is it the Rose Parade? What are we doing here? Fucking floats at school.
no, it like floats because all right, you put ice cream in a glass instead of a bowl, and then you put traditionally root beer, and then it bubbles up, and you.
So the reason why I've called you in for this parent-teacher conference
Yeah, hit me.
is because I'd like to introduce you to my homebrew IPA that I made. Listen, it's got a nice hoppy bite to it. It's gonna be much better than that whatever, like toilet water imported from our neighbors from the south that you've been sipping on.
Whoa. Okay, that's not a great start, is to insult my beer, but as a fellow beer connoisseur, I'm going to give your IPA a shot here. All right?
Listen,
Mr. Johnson,
Give it a try.
may I use the phone while I'm here?
yeah, go ahead, kid. Make sure you dial 8 and then wait a couple moments and then dial the number because I don't have an outside line.
Do you
Listen,
have the
man,
number
the
to
only-
Child Protective Services?
Yeah, it's 1-800-FUCK-YOU. All right.
Okay, all right.
Yes, it's 1-800-FUCK-YOU, Child Protective Services.
Legit.
You jerk.
I mean, it makes
You
sense.
wouldn't believe it, but
I
it's
mean
a
it-
total coincidence.
Oh.
God damn it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes
absolutely,
sense.
Yes.
Yeah. If a kid's dialing that number, it's like, hey, you do need someone to take care of you.
Oh, it's perfect.
I will say, like, to look at this from the other direction, like, as a parent, like, the clock is ticking until the moment where I will be the most embarrassing human being on earth, and it's not there yet, but I know it's coming. And so, like, I'm trying to put a check on it, but I know, like, I know I'm just gonna have to give in to being, like, just like goofy embarrassed dad, not like hostile monster Pat Conroy father embarrassed dad.
Yes.
Does she still like express affection for you guys? Like if she's taking off, like if you drop her off at school, she give you a hug or a kiss?
Yeah.
Or
Oh yeah. She's still in the, like, you know in the vampire of adolescence has not come flying in.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm appreciating it right now, but I know it's gonna be here, and I know I'm gonna have to, like, check my stand-up routine at the door, which is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to say goodbye to it. So I understand where that end of embarrassing comes from.
Let's hear your type 5.
Speaking of type 5s, Steven, you have our sponsor for this week's episode, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Our
Actually,
sponsor
guys,
bought a whole 5-minute spot. I love this.
Well, it's because we got like an actual, like, I'm not saying our normal sponsors are fly by night, but we actually have a real national brand tonight.
Oh, well done.
right.
Well done.
Hey, do you want to get away from it all? Drink a Corona. Oh, fuck.
Oh. Ooh.
You know what?
Ugh.
You know what?
timing.
Never mind. Corona has actually pulled the ad and canceled the payment. Okay.
Giving our
Okay,
sponsors a live feed
okay,
of the
okay,
recording process was not a
Yeah.
good idea.
Okay. Oh, you know what?
I
You
thought
know
it was
what?
cutting
you know what?
edge.
You know what? Hyman left to back up. Hyman left to back up. Okay.
Oof.
Good old Michael
on
Hyman.
him.
Thank
Great-
God.
great
Okay.
co-host.
So, forget
I really
Corona.
send
Forget
that.
the Corona ad. Forget the Corona ad. Okay, never mind. Okay, let me hit play on this. In a world where one man can no longer find joy. In a world where stunning development in the world of animal regulation leads to every household having the aquarium of their dreams. In a world where fantastic has been replaced with squirmtastic, we present the movie event of the summer of 2025. The blockbuster you've been waiting for, Tank O Eels. Tank O Eels, the summer blockbuster that answers the question, is there minimal cleaning or maximum fun? It's Tank O Eels. Finally, we answer the question, sake to me and you go girl, in one brief moment of cinematic history. Directed by Curtis Hanson, starring Famke Janssen and Ted Danson, Tank Full of Eels is going to be the masterwork that's gonna make you twerk. Tank Full of Eels. Coming summer 2025 to a theater near Dayton, Ohio.
Oh,
I'm already twerking.
yeah. Oh, looking forward to that one.
I love that they got Marilyn Manson to do the score.
Actually, no, they fired Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if you've. Yeah, they were very seriously considering mentioning Marilyn Manson in the ad,
Yeah.
and then they remembered that Marilyn Manson is
Was
a
bad-mouthing
horrible
Corona.
sex pest.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
different
yeah,
issue. Got
and
it. Yeah.
and
Oh,
has
that's
assaulted
true.
several women.
That's true.
More than allegedly, confirmedly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Okay.
And he
All
took
right.
out a rib to suck his own wiener.
yeah.
Definitely not apocryphal. Yes.
I
that's
do,
right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do like that Marilyn Manson turned out to be a worse person than the character he'd been playing for the past
Yeah.
30
Right? Oh my
years.
goodness.
Or yeah,
True.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's very true.
I remember, like, okay, so this is a side note. Edit point, just in case. So 1994, my friends and I go to the Dallas Ice House, which was like the hockey practice arena, to go see 9 Inch Nails perform, and Marilyn Manson was opening for them, and we were openly heckling. I remember yelling, "Play some Skinnerd," as he's trying to be edgy, and he's like, "They kicked us out of Utah because we wanted to fuck a bunch of little boys," and we're like, "It was probably the little boy's choice." It was awful. It was awful. The music was terrible. It fucking sucked. I've always hated it. But I remember leaving that show and being like, well, at least we're never going to hear from that guy again. So there's no reason for me to ever work in A&R for a music police, because I did not know that was going to be something that everybody was like, well, I guess I'm buying that album. Ugh, the fucking worst.
I would say Marilyn Manson was great in Eastbound and Down. So, I mean...
Oh, yes, is the waiter.
Yes,
right?
That was his finest work by far.
By far.
He was great on the Wonder Years.
Oh, that's right.
Speaking of persistent rumors.
You know, what... Have you heard, like, crazy, like, conspiracy theories that don't even... Or just, like, random crazy... stories that make zero sense?
I just mentioned one, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, unless that's true. Is that true?
No, it's not true.
That in Springfield, people were saying that in Springfield, Ohio, people were eating cats and dogs, but I don't know who would platform that kind of madness. I mean, what a load of shit.
Yes. I hope everyone's in a good mood today.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So do I.
Hopefully
God.
we don't hear any more crazy stories like that anytime soon. Apologies if this was badly timed.
If this, is poorly timed, I don't know which of you I'm bunking with in the political prisoner, but I would like top bunk if that would be possible. So,
yeah, just my dad's gonna tuck you in, but yes, you can have the top bunk. I'm currently an uncle. I don't have any kids, but I'm very much
Tio Josh.
Tio Josh is pretty fucking cool because you get no responsibility, all of the fun. I get to put my little niece in all the greatest band shirts of Guns N' Roses and Metallica and whatever else I like. I do think she's 4. I think she's already riding pretty heavy on the gravy train, and I don't like that she knows she's on a gravy train. So I gotta work on that, because like my thought was, as soon as she came into this world, I was like, I'm gonna be the coolest uncle. I'm gonna take care of everything. Like, I got little traditions we have that are amazing. I make sure that like I always get her a cool Christmas gift, which is just money. And
Great catch, homie. It's always the right size.
But last Christmas, I was like, I don't know how to respond to that. Like, I'm not expecting a big thank you or even a hug or anything, right? But she opens it up. She opens it partially, like with one eye, just checks to see the dollar amount, looks at me, and she goes, 20. Nice. And goes on to the next gift. I was like, all right, cool. I think I overdid it.
Are you training your niece to be a corrupt union official?
Apparently so.
Yeah. The fact that you gave her the Christmas present by concealing it within a handshake is like,
Yeah.
flag number 1.
Okay, so I am doing some things wrong.
Yeah. Look, I gotta say, like, the bar for unclehood is really low.
100%.
So like you are nowhere close to limboing under where uncles have landed in my family. You're doing fine.
I think I did good on the card though, because like the Christmas cards, it says like, God blessings or good blessings and tidings to you. I crossed all of that out and I just drew an arrow and it said, look, money.
I might steal that bet. I like that. I like that a lot.
It's an easy one to do. But I love being an uncle. I think it's the best thing, because like you just get an instant shot of love because they don't see you that often. So when they do, it's like accrued interest of love that hits you in one shot, and it's the best feeling in the world because like I didn't even do anything to deserve it, but I will take all the love, and they're young enough to still do that unconditionally. So it's fantastic.
Super.
Unky Josh? Unky Josh?
Yeah. What do you need, kid?
I know this was a bad thing, but I peeked in my gift for tomorrow for my birthday.
Yeah. It's cool. Understandable, man. Hey, you know what? You're a kid, Matthew. All right, you're a kid. Of course you're gonna peek.
Thank you.
You peeked in what I was getting you.
I did. Yeah. I had a quick question for you, Unky Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a demotion at work or something?
I mean, they've been talking about making a lot of cuts, and I mean, it's not really so much of a demotion. It is a title change. And they've been trimming everybody's bonuses and salaries. What do you
Sounds
what
like
do you
you're
ask,
deluding
Matthew?
yourself when you say that. I think excuses.
Things are gonna start bouncing back up again now that interest rates have changed. I'm hoping, but yeah.
So Josh,
Oh yeah.
have a seat. Now I suppose you know the reason why I asked you in here today.
Yes, it's because there's gonna be some big things happening, and you need somebody to take charge.
No, it's because you've been drinking beer with your students in the classroom. It has been noticed clearly by other parents who were walking into the classroom to pick up their children, and I've managed to spare you from being arrested, but we're going to have to take away your title as teacher forever.
But Dad, you can't fire me.
No.
Right? Come on.
I can't, because this union contract literally forbids me in writing from firing teachers from drinking with students.
Hey, I'm sure you know why I invited you into the tunnel here, because you're my only connection to getting beer now that you got me hooked on it. And so I'm hoping that you.
Hey, kid, come on, man.
You can call me Jimmy.
It's aficionado, okay? All right, Jimmy, you're an aficionado, okay? You know the difference between an alcoholic and a wine collector.
My sponsor tells me it's the fact that it doesn't matter because I don't value myself enough to not drink. So the questions.
Jimmy, I would like to take some of the blame for this, but maybe we can roll this back to your dad a bit. I mean, I'm just saying, because I'm not gonna buy you any
Where
beer.
is that little shit? Where is he in the fucking tunnel? Is he in the tunnel?
No, Dad, I'm not in.
That non-corona Oh,
Dad,
it's
I'm-
you.
Dad.
It's you. You corrupted him.
It was him, Dad.
You corrupted him.
It was
He
all
was
him.
a Corona drinker. He was a member of the family.
I like Modelo now, Dad, because of him.
Whoa! I never meant to get in between two family members. All right, I just wanted this kid to not drink what tastes like the piss of a Chi Omega for the rest of his life. All right.
I'm 10, so a lot of these references are lost on me.
It's a fraternity.
It's lost on me too. All right.
What's a fraternity?
It goes at people who hang out at a college. College is what you do after high school if you're not convicted.
Nah, he's not gonna end up going to college. Trust me. That was never in the cards.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
I can't tell you that maybe this kid would have turned out okay if you had believed in him, because my dad believed in me, and now my title at the school that I work is greeter. So I don't know. Maybe no parent gets it right, but I can tell you this: you got it wrong. So maybe you could start there.
Listen, no disagreement from me. I never claimed I knew what the fuck I was doing, or even tried that hard. So, hey, we're on the same page here, all right? Maybe after this we can go get a real beer. Corona?
So where does this leave me, Mr. Johnston and Dad?
Well, you're driving.
Hi, this is 1-800-FUCK-YOU.
I mean, I'm so glad that tunnel had a phone.
The last place with a payphone.
Imagine if the person answering the CPS line was that chipper.
It's his first day.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I get to protect children.
Oh God.
Oh, I just found out what I'm protecting them from.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I'm sad forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have one. So you may not know this about me, probably because you haven't spent more than 10 minutes with my mother. But I was born at home. Had you spent more than 10 minutes with my mother, you definitely would have heard in extreme detail how I was born at home. Because she tells everyone. Absolutely everyone she possibly can, including and especially my friends, at any gathering I'm at. It will come up somehow. She will find the opportunity. And when I say I mean it is detailed.
Is it a source of pride? Did she go on with the idea of having you at home?
Super!
Wow. So that's where Jett came from. Can you pull down your skirt now?
Legit.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
That's a blackout.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's all I
yes.
wanted. Great.
I mean, there is a birth tape, and she has regularly offered to show it to people.
Oh, thank goodness
Oh.
VCRs don't work anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, please.
Exactly. Yes.
Please tell her to pop that up
Yeah.
online.
It is definitely a source of pride. Absolutely, SMB.
Were you
yeah.
planned to? Was it a planned thing that, like, did you have
Yes.
a
Yes.
doula or?
It was a planned thing. I mean, midwife was the term then. I think that was gone with absolutely again because I know all the details too because I've had to hear them.
I know the details too.
Far too many times. Yes, exactly. So
She made
yeah,
a placenta ramen.
Ah.
close. Yes,
Ah.
absolutely. Yes. Yep.
That's friendship, baby.
Yeah.
That's friendship that I know that.
Yeah. No.
I
she
love
definitely-
you, Jett.
Fucked up
No,
ramen
the-
for me
the
forever.
Placenta was in the placenta was in the freezer for many years in our home. Yes.
So
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. No.
This has destroyed the joy those otter pops would have brought.
But yeah, it's just something that she finds a way to bring up in discussion, and then I've asked her, it's like, just for me, please just don't tell my friends about like your people you know, you whatever, but can you just not tell my friends about my birth? It's creepy to me and uncomfortable, and somehow that request always slips away, including she has on multiple times on my Facebook page on my birthday described elements of my birth, and like I've deleted a couple posts because I've been like, this is going too far, and I've made this request and you can't follow this basic respect thing I've asked for.
There I
But now I
was,
make
fully
the post.
dilated, and Jett refused to come out.
Yes.
Speaking as someone who is, found a Jolly Rancher under his couch, the idea of having a complex medical procedure in my house is
Yeah.
the most terrifying, bacterial bungee jumping I can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
They prefer to call it an umbilical cord, not a bungee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Great with ramen.
No, like when our daughter was on the way, and they would you go to the OBGYN and they talk to you about all of the possible options.
Sure.
And the minute they would bring that one up, because thinking about having it at home, no, we're not, no, because we live in the future when there are hospitals that are things.
Yeah. I know plenty of other people who've done it, and if they can make it work, more power to them. But it definitely is one of those things. Is like there is just such an intense amount of risk and fear, and no matter how well you plan it, these things don't go right because you can't control the human body.
Right.
You can't.
They don't go
Also,
right in hospitals.
Yes.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. But Jett, do you have dinner at their house? Like, do you eat at their kitchen table? Where you're like, also, there was once a human baby birthed onto this table.
Do you want to see the tape?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, before I heard ramen, yes. But now, no. Yeah.
Yep. No, and you wonder. She wonders why I turn her down when she offers to cook me lunch.
Yeah.
And on ramen.
Dude, I'm glad you went last because there was no topping that.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's call it right there.
Whoa.
Thank you to Matt Walker for our intro and outro music. Every scene you heard today was improvised on the spot, along with some of the ads, and edited to reduce the ramen content of this episode.
Really makes you rethink kimchi, doesn't it?
If you're loving what we're doing, pause real quick and write a 5-star review before you close the app, and tell a friend about us. If you want to submit your own question for the show, PM or tag us on Instagram, Facebook, or Threads.
Got some real pad thie up in here.
Contact
I'm done.
superlegippod.com. Tonight's
Done
regular
thinking about
cast
Jett's mom's noodles.
included Josh
That's the
Spence,
episode title.
Sean Michael Boozer,
I'm off
Stephen
food
C.
forever.
James, and Chris Compton.
Some fresh yakisoba.
Wow.
Guys, I feel great after this episode. I know it started weird for you, but
I'm glad one of us is walking away from this episode feeling
Spence is like yelping 24-hour ramen places while the rest of us are throwing up in our hands.
somehow Scott Spence came out all right, man, and for that we should be thankful. Happy post-election, everyone!
I don't believe anything's on. Oh my time, I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move on. Oh, oh,
And no, she did not actually eat it. I do want to put that out there, but
She made a perfume out of it.
But I'm not lying. It was until we moved out of that apartment in a hurry because of
You're
some
not
bullshit
supposed to
I'll
do
never
that?
know, and it was left in the freezer. So
So the next guy
landlord
that
we
moved
hated-
in was just like, the next
left
guy that
after
moved
the
in was
landlord.
like, oh, fuck yeah. In the freezer, they had sloppy joes. Yeah.
So point
all
of
right, now
order.
you got me.
I have a
Now
follow-up,
you
dude.
got me.
So
Yeah,
was it
please.
was it in Tupperware? Was it in a baggie?
I think it was in some kind of a bag. Yes, I just remember there was a thing in the freezer that she
was,
described as that, and I never.
It was an
I
old-
mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Old soup plantation bag.
We moved out when I was 6, so I probably literally
Yeah.
couldn't reach the freezer anyway. So luckily there was
So-
no risk.
And because nowadays when they do that, they like pop
They
it in a
powder it and
dehydrator
stuff. Yes,
and
yeah.
dry it and powder
Yes.
it and all that stuff. This was probably like a fucking zippy,
Yes.
fucking yellow and green makes blue glad bag
Probably,
full of
yes.
fucking human placenta. Oh god damn.
Yes. Also known as
Manwich.
medical waste. Yes.
Chef Boyardee.
Yeah.
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 Just in one of those like budget pizza place boxes that says pizza.
Yeah. Enjoy your
With an
delicious
Italian
moments.
with a thumbs up on the
yeah.
front. Yes.
Yeah, like
Oh
oh boy
my
pizza.
God.
What?
It's Jett.
Yeah.
The boy is Jett.
Could have had those stem cells if I needed them.
Honestly, I love doing
damn.
this podcast with you guys so much. It's the best.
You know, I used to love it.
Right, yeah. So can we talk about when anyone who's a parent has embarrassed us? That's to be
Right.
ours.
God
Oh,
damn.
man.